As I change this, my whole world changes. As I change this, my whole world changes. As I change this, my whole world changes. This is a common call out that I use with parents in our Tap Commune. So we're just going to, while we wait for people to come on, as I change this, my whole world changes. And what do we mean by that, Jo?
Yes, it's a bold statement, isn't it?
It's a very bold statement.
And we have also in the description of today's video, we've also mentioned one of, I'm still tapping, it's just subconscious.
Yeah. So we're tapping as I change this, my whole world changes.
And Teal has said when we shift, our children shift, which is a similar thing as to what we're saying.
Yes, and she says no exception. And the reason that she says that is because Jo and I talked about, well, if someone came to you and they had a green eye and a blue eye, and they said to me, Ilka, come on, I need to have another blue eye. I don't like I want to have matching eyes. Well, some things it's like, maybe, I don't say anything's impossible, but the tapping can help you shift the bother you have about having a blue and a green eye. And so then it actually doesn't bother you anymore. So inside you feel at peace, you feel amazing, even though you have a blue and a green eye. So that's how it really works. It's all about what's going on inside you.
Which is, based on the story that we've shared in today's comment, is a brilliant example of that, where in this past week, one of our mums shared a story with us about how her son was bothering her big time. Tell us the story, Ilka.
Well, in the past, because she was carrying around a lot of her own wounding and things from her own childhood that said, you can't be too loud, you can't be too much, you can't be too full on. And because of all that wounding, if her son was being too loud or too... And you have to do things correctly. That was another one that she pointed out to me. And if you have a toy, you have to use it correctly. Otherwise, you're doing it wrong. So these were a lot of the childhood beliefs and the things that she'd got in trouble for as a child. So before she tapped on herself and kind of really became aware of these wounds, she used to just subconsciously, if her child was being noisy, or especially a really loud whirring toy, which is what happened when she sent us the message. She actually sent us a video of the sound, and it was really, really loud. It was like, those chainsaw kind of toys. And he kept doing it. And she realised that in the past she would have just straight away said, can you please, stop doing that? That's, it's really annoying. And this time, because of the awareness, because she'd tapped on these wounds, and because she'd let so much stuff go, she was able to actually ask her son, oh, what are you doing there? What's with the noise coming out of the toy? And he actually said, which is so cool, he actually said, oh, I'm mowing the lawn. I'm whippersnipping, Mum. So here he was in his imagination, because it wasn't a toy that looked like a mower or a whippersnipper, so she could not tell. And of course, he's actually doing something probably that he's seen Dad doing that feels really important to him, that's really like in his imagination, he's being a really good boy, he's mowing the lawn, he's doing something important. And in the past, she would have missed that opportunity to know that that's what he was doing, because her own triggers would have got in the way, and she would have straight away gone on the back foot, I suppose we call it, and just straight away told him to shush or something like that, and not really understood what he was doing.
Yes, such a great story, great story, how it's that little change that now she gets to have a chat with him and go, oh, that's really cool, get all the spots around the yard, and did you get around the tree or whatever, but an opportunity to engage and enjoy rather than get cranky.
And of course the underlying belief, if you have an underlying belief that your child is just trying to annoy you, right, which is often, I know, I've had my bad days where I believe that too. But if you're coming from that instead of they're a divine, powerful being who really knows what they're here for, and they have a divine purpose and all of those things, and they're exploring and they're curious about the world, it's very different.
Yeah.
So, and now Joe has a pretty amazing story about and this is another one. This is a true story. So it's like if I shift, my child shifts, right? So we're just giving you real life stories here. It's a very bold claim that these stories have actually happened. Now you have to take these from see what works for you. But yeah, tell us about the story when your daughter had a ear infection.
Well, so she's 19 now. This was a couple of years ago. So she's a teenager, and she wasn't living with me. And she rang me because she had an earache and she wanted to go to the doctor. And we've had many conversations about the doctor. So, she said, please, Mum, can you come with me? Because she's not comfortable going to the doctor by herself. So we go to the doctor and he looks in her ears, and he suggests an appointment with a specialist because he can't really... He knows she's in pain, but there's nothing that he can do at his level. And so he gives us a referral to the specialist, and she takes it home. And that night, I start tapping on her earache. And what comes up for me is back when she was 4, and she was in a pool with us, and she had floats on. And she got out of the pool to go pee and took the floats off to go pee. And when she came back, she walked straight back into the pool and went straight under the water. And she didn't, my husband and I weren't looking. So there were these few seconds of panic when we turned around and saw her, and got her up, and she was okay. But I'm tapping on this and I'm crying, bringing up the emotion, my mother's guilt around not being there for her, not seeing her. She's gone through this freakish pain. What could have happened? I'm doing all these bad stories to myself. I'm tapping and crying and tapping and crying, and continued until I cleared up the emotion around it. And the key thing is with the doctor, he said it looked like swimmer's ear.
Yeah.
Which
yeah.
to me related back
memory.
to the pool.
Yeah.
And the next day I messaged Kate to see how her ear was, and it had improved dramatically. We never went to the specialist, we never went back to the doctor, and her ear was fine. And a couple of days later, she messaged me and she said, I'm just feeling a bit of discomfort again in that ear. Can you do the thing you do? And so I went through the process again, and I actually found that there was still a little bit of a guilt and a bit of tears and stuff there. So that was really cool. Do the thing you do, Mum.
Yeah, so I mean, that is such a cool story. And that's what happens when we tap with the mums in our group. And I've been tapping with some of the mums now for over 18 months. And some of the things they talked about when we did our live last Saturday night, we did a live at 7:30. So if you haven't watched that, that's a great one. A lot of the mums in our Tap Commune actually commented on that video about all the awesome things that happen in our group. This is our course group. And some of the things they said they have really hugely let go of is fears around homeschooling was one of them. And that particular mum, like when I first worked with her, yeah, she was, there was some big stuff around homeschooling. So that was really cool to hear. And there was some really big improvements in bedtimes, in talking about screen times, in what were some of the other ones? Oh, the values, like sticking to your own values and not feeling guilty, like letting go of the guilt around standing up for your own values. That was another one that one of the mums said. Lots and lots of improvement in so many different areas of their life that I see. I mean, we get messages pretty well every day from someone saying, you know, yay, yay, I did this today, or yay, this happened.
And
so it's pretty amazing.
The
actually.
key underlying foundation to all of those great messages: I shift, you shift.
Yes.
Or if I change the way I look at my life changes.
Yeah. If you missed it before,
yeah.
as I shift this, as I change this, my whole world changes. This is a very common call out that I use in our tapping rounds. And it's,
we've shifted some stuff, because there's no way 3 years ago we would have stood at Mooloolaba Beach going, yeah, if I shift this, if I change
well, like heaps of people are walking past.
Yeah, morning.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, because the thing is, if you feel at peace inside of you, if you feel like a sense of surety in who you are as a person, then you know that the rest of the world is, well, they're doing their thing, including your children. And your children are powerful beings. Your children are their own selves as well. And if you give them that experience of seeing that as an example, then what a wonderful gift. That you're living your truth, you're living your joy, you're living on purpose yourself. That's the greatest gift you can give to your child. So, yeah.
Yes, it is.
Any other stories, Joe?
Oh, there's tons. There's loads of stories. It actually reminds me of my son too, when he went overseas to, and when you go and work on super yachts overseas, you know, part of it is just going, like having the confidence, the trust in yourself to just go and hang out over there and try and get a job when you're over there. And he was getting a bit stressed because it was quite expensive staying, trying to get a job, paying rent and whatnot without having a job. And he said that to me too. Mum, can you do that thing you do? and I tapped a little bit, you know, and responded to him. This is all via message. And you know, and he got a job.
Yeah, go you. Yeah, so like, try it. The only thing that you can take, if you take something away from this video, you know, try it. Try this process of, if I shift, they shift.
I've got to go back to that story, because that's fear. That's fear. You know, when your kids are teens, and you go, oh my gosh, what if they're not going to get a job, or they're not going to be successful in life, or they're not going to be, you know, they're going to be homeless, living in the streets, and, you know, it's never going to be okay, and he's on the other side of the world. And I could have done all that to myself, and instead I believed in him and believed in me, and pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, this gives you a powerful tool. And this is what we're teaching, and we have 3 places left in our upcoming course. So if you are interested, then we would love to have you. This is something that you think could be really for you, like learning this process, how to shift. If you shift, they shift, and you believe in that that you're the one that has to be responsible for you. Like, you really can't control your children. It doesn't work like that. They are powerful beings in their own right, is what here at the Awakened Parent, that's what we believe. And so whatever's bothering you, then it's up to you to shift it.
Yeah.
So if that sounds like something that is of interest to you, then send us a PM. We have the link in and watch more of our videos. The video we did Saturday night, and also some of the other panel videos that we've done to really, and the frequently asked questions file. What else is there?
This Friday we'll be doing another session with one of our we'll be going live with one of our Tap Commune members, and talking about her experience and how she's changed her life.
Yes.
Yeah.
So thank you guys for watching, and thank you everyone who came along to our 7:30 on Saturday video.
Yeah.
Thanks for all to all our course members. We really are so honoured to work with you and to like watch you grow and hear the stories and hear what's transforming and shifting in your world.
Yeah, and we're changing the world one relationship at a time. And you know what the key relationship is, don't you? The one with you.
Yeah, I was watching a guy who calls himself an anarchist last night, and I kind of do resonate very strongly with those kind of archetypes, like the rebel, the anarchist. And he was in an interview, and he said, you know, he does a whole lot of stuff around anarchism, like as in being a rebel in society and being somebody who for good changes in the world, like making good changes in the world as something that improves society. And one of the things he said though was that parenting is the biggest one. Like to parent a child, and he's a huge advocate of peaceful parenting. And you know, I was watching what he was doing with that, and it's just, he just said, if I don't do that first, then everything else, you know, like that's the most important one. And I truly believe that as well. Like that's what.
What's the most important one? So
parenting,
you were talking
being
about
a parent, being a peaceful parent, That's how you change the world in the biggest way. And he said, and this is true, you may not even see the outcome, because it'll be your grandchildren and your great grandchildren that will benefit from the changes and the generational wounding that you've shifted. So it's pretty big stuff.
Yeah, it's big.
That, 10 generations on, what you do today will have made a massive difference. Yeah.
Powerful stuff.
Yeah. So if you'd like to join us to do some of that, then just send us a PM.
Yeah.
We'd love to hear from you.
Yeah. Thanks for being with us, and we'll see you again next Wednesday. Have a wonderful week.
Yeah. See ya.